Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is B. I'm B. Hope you're having a wonderful day when listening to this podcast. So today we're going to talk about the issue with healthcare in this country. So B, I want you to tell me, what's your opinion? Actually, so it's a two-part question. What's your opinion about healthcare? And going off your opinion, I imagine you have some complaints about it, so I want to hear about that.
Okay, so before we do that, though, I need you to tell me in what aspect are you meaning by healthcare?
So like health insurance.
Okay, so health insurance.
Yeah.
All right. So myself, there's a lot of aspects. I mean, that's still a lot in itself, right?
Okay.
No, that's fine. I can still try to
socialize. How about that?
So socializing.
Socialize like healthcare.
I think it's stupid. I think it's probably the dumbest move we can make. The private sector does a great job already. The United States, people are, medicine is more readily available in the United States than anywhere else inside the world. Contrary to popular belief, it is, because most people are ill-informed about it. Most people talk about, you can't go here and get health care, but then you can go to these other countries and they have health care for everybody, so you can go. But the thing that you don't know is that health care, socialized health care, is heavily regulated and has a lot of stipulations on it. I mean, you hear about people making appointments, and the appointment is over a month out. If you're wanting health care, in the United States, you have the ability literally to be there same day, and not in an emergency room factor same day, or even within a week, to do these things. In other countries, whenever you're looking at serious illnesses as well, you have the same kind of waiting period. Even though it's a serious illness, they're like, oh yeah, hey, we'll see you in a month. It's like, I got something going on here, I don't want to wait a month because it's important to me to be seen. And so yes, it does cost more here, which to me is not due to the factors that it's privately organized and stuff, but I think that's actually due to other factors that we could actually probably control a little bit more to assist in lowering the cost. But I'd rather take my ability to be able to be seen faster rather than just wait instead of the long list.
Okay. Well, all right. So
just as a generalization.
Yeah. So like when you said that America has the greatest healthcare, I actually disagree with that in a sense. I think as far as technologically, thank you. Our ability to conquer different obstacles when it comes to disease and illness, and yes, I think we play in that curve. We're one of the top contenders, but I think when it comes to the health system in general, I think we're very lacking in that. There's a list that came out we're 16th on this list, and for a first world country who's supposed to have the brightest and newest toys, I don't think that cuts it when it comes to healthcare.
Okay, so what was this list? What was specifically the category in which we're 16th?
16th, the ability for us to see our patients and the ability of us giving health care to our citizens. That's what it comes
How do they measure that?
What do you mean? They'll go through the metrics. They'll go statistically and say, hey, do you have health care? Okay, health care. I'll show you this. I'll actually post this on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I'll get some more information on this.
All right.
But anyway, I think where we're struggling at is we don't get the medical bankruptcies, the number one financial loss that our country is having. And I think it's better if we have at least a universal health insurer who can give us at least the ability to be safe and covered. Because regardless of being I'm still down for private, but at the same time, if it's your choice to go out there and say, hey, I want this private insurer, then by all means, you go ahead with it. But somebody who's struggling to do that, because like I said, bankruptcy or financial issues, they need to have that stability in place. So therefore, if something does happen, they won't lose much money and they won't struggle to pay other bills and stuff. And I get what you're saying when it comes to privatized health insurance, because you're talking about appointments. But actually, that's a problem with privatize healthcare right now. Like if so for example, if I went to a clinic, right, you had insurance, private insurance, and I didn't. I mean, of course, I'm still going to be lower on the list because it's not private, but you're still going to wait for the appointment. It's still a loophole regardless of who is insured or not. You're still going to wait. And I think and I get it. Like my grandmother's an RN, and she's on the same level with you. She hates universal health care because it requires hospitals to pay more money for medications. You know, and especially when technology is advancing so at a fast rate that you have to pay for all this stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, I think that there should be some form of healthcare out there accessible to everybody.
I don't agree with that. I don't think it should be accessible to everybody. All right, so my question is the people that are having financial issues and stuff, why are they having financial issues?
Because say this, I'm talking about if they're sick.
Oh, they're sick and having financial issues.
No. So because they're sick, they have to pay all this money.
Well, yeah, they're putting extra money in because the cost of medical is so high.
Yeah.
But again, that's kind of the same topic, but also it diverges off into just the expense of the medical system, which honestly, to me, is brought about by insurance because, like the insurance company talks to the companies, the pharmaceuticals, the hospitals, and says, "Hey, how much do these procedures cost?" And the companies, it's kind of hard for me to describe. I'm not the best at describing it.
Agent.
But either way, the insurance companies get with the pharmaceuticals and say, "Hey, how much do your pharmaceuticals cost?" Well, pharmaceuticals say, "Okay, hey, well, this is what it costs for this drug." And the insurance then says, "Well, okay, we need to make money based off that stuff." So then they pass it down to the customer, correct? Well, the thing is that as time goes on, the differences in cost for prescription here or there or care here or there, different places, different prices and stuff, causes the insurance company then to go up on their prices because they're trying to cover everybody across the board. They don't know where you're going to get seen at and stuff. So therefore it gets across the board. So as the insurance company then has to charge more, the company over here is like, oh shoot, they're paying more for this stuff. We can make more money by increasing the price of it. So then they start increasing the price of the pharmaceuticals and stuff. And before you know it, these drugs are exorbitantly overcosted, which I agree. I mean, for all the stuff that I believe that is usually more conservative leaning, like this is something that really for me it's like, look, I've actually thought, it's like, man, if I had some money and some know-how, I would love to just open up my thing and just make some my own base Tylenol and sell at a cheap rate and just undercut these companies and try to help some people out there, and actually get some drugs that are actually worth it. What was it, the EpiPens, right? They were charging like $800 for an EpiPen when it cost them like...
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so EpiPens, that's the when you're allergic, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to make sure.
Yeah.
So it was costing like, I'm probably wrong on my numbers, but I'm pretty sure you guys know. It costs like $800 for one pen, but it costs them like $100 to manufacture it. It's like labor and everything. So you're getting $700 of profit off of one pen, and these pens are there to save people's lives. And it's not like, and honestly, some of that money, that profit goes towards more further research. But I'm sorry, $700 extra is vastly over what it needs to be to not just make a profit, but also make sure that it's getting out to the people that need it. And so, to me, that's where the system is broken. It's not broken by needing universal health care to people. We need to find the answer to the problem. So the cost of the EpiPen being $800. That is a result of what the issue is. Which I believe is the insurance company and the pharmaceuticals looking at how customers require this, and then their price is constantly changing and probably just slowly but surely going up. It probably didn't start that way, but of course this is the end result of it. And so to me, it's where now people are paying an arm and a leg for insurance. I mean, medical insurance is expensive as heck. And to me, that is definitely something that we need to
Work
do
on.
major research on before we just blast out to everybody, because I don't think everybody needs medical insurance. Who's fronting the cost? Who's fronting the cost for everyone to have medical insurance?
Or the taxpayers, that's the
Exactly. Why? Why am I paying for somebody else's medical insurance?
I mean, but
I take care of myself.
But yeah, that's the problem though. You can't just think solely about yourself.
Why not?
Because you gotta think about other people.
Yeah, I do. I got my wife and my kids I got to think about too.
Well, yeah, of course you're gonna put them first in the line, but you gotta make sure everybody else is good too.
Yeah, I'll help them with the money that I deem I can help them with. I'll give it to a charity. I'll give it to a charity if I have some extra money. Be like, oh, that charity is to help people out with insurance. I'll give that. But when you just take my money and give it to people, that's not helping other people out.
But
that's taking from me.
But it's from a noble cause.
But it's not a noble cause. If it's a noble cause is me giving it willfully to those people. It's not a noble cause. To me, that's theft.
That's not that though, because that money's for a higher purpose though.
But why do you deem that that's a higher purpose? Why do you believe that's a higher purpose and I don't get to choose that that's not a higher purpose?
Because it's the same thing why everybody's tripping with the A.C.A, the Affordable, Care Act, because people were so crazy with these damn premiums going too high. But then when Obamacare was charging people for non-insurance, they're like, oh shit, I'm going to get charged for insurance, then that forces them to get health insurance.
Don't you understand?
And then that keeps going and going and going.
But that's wrong, though. That's not a higher. That's not like that. Is not taking care of people.
But you're going to get charged anyway for insurance.
Exactly. That's screwing people over. That's screwing the taxpayer over. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
Well, tax is going to go up anyway, regardless.
But that's just it. You shouldn't just accept that.
I'm not accepting that in me, but I'm saying because I can take care of myself, but at the same time, I know the other people need to be taken care of too. That's my mentality.
That's right, and that's why they have families and they have people that will take care of them. And they have people that have extra money that want to take care of people that can give them that extra money. It's not up to me being forced to pay for whenever I don't agree with it, because then that's not a noble cause. To me, that is stealing from me to give to somebody else without me even having a choice. How's that noble?
Okay, well, so I'm not going to get into...
No, that's fine. Yeah.
A different topic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the people viewing this video, and you and I damn know well, that our tax money does not go into notable causes when it comes to everything that's listed on our paychecks.
Let's be honest. All this stuff most of the stuff that the government's going to do isn't going to be considered to a noble cause to somebody or everybody, and that's all I'm saying is that when we talk about this insurance and talk about the taxpayer having to front this insurance, to me that is a problem. Guess what? If I have a job that's going to give me health benefits, they're going to help me out.
But that's fine.
That's part of me taking care of myself. That's me making a choice. To where I don't have to worry about it as much. Where I could have taken a job as anything. I could have been, a salesman for a company that said, we don't give you any health insurance. And then I sit there and say, hey, B, I know you have a job that does cover your health insurance, so I'll take some of your money. I'll just take some of your money and use it to pay for my bills.
Go ahead. I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that, but not everybody is, though. That's just it. You could be that guy that says, yeah, take my money, but then there's people like me that says, no, you can't have my money. Go take care of yourself. Go get a job that does take care of you.
But also, dude, that's another problem, too. If we did have a socialized healthcare system, when you're talking about these companies that are lending money for them to be insured, what about this? You can get paid more money if there was a universal healthcare system that wasn't paying that check for your health insurance. You could be getting more out of your paycheck, more in little more increments.
You mean so?
Because that's the issue, though.
Sorry, I'm just kind of
you're good.
Lost a little bit on what you're saying. Just restate it.
Okay, so with universal healthcare, you know how you were saying that my company theoretically pays for my insurance.
Some of that money goes towards your insurance.
So with that universal healthcare system, those companies who allow insurance to their employees no longer have to do that. Therefore, their companies are willing to give more money to their employees.
No, they won't.
But that's what. But remember how you told me to not accept that? I'm not accepting it. Just think about it. I'm saying.
Okay, you're saying don't accept it, as in they will. So then, who's paying the taxes for the who's paying the higher taxes for the universal health care?
Us.
So in the end, yes, you'll get paid more from the company, but then the government's going to take that extra money towards you. So in the end, you're still not getting any extra because it's going towards the health care no matter what.
But it's not going. But it's going to be more increments though. It's going to be larger increments. You get what I'm saying?
Larger increments.
Yeah, the company's paying these checks.
Oh, to you.
Yes.
You'll get more money from the company, and the government will take that extra money as taxes.
The taxes are going to happen regardless. It just and this is another topic too.
Yeah.
But that's why we educate our individuals on how to get that tax money back effectively. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But actually, I do want to ask this one question though, because I thought about it. And I think honestly, this would end all of the arguments.
The debates?
Yes.
Okay.
What if we didn't have health insurance? So what if we had the ability to just take care of people off of good nature and good judgment instead of charging people for, of course, these bills and stuff for like treatments and stuff.
You mean, so just like, hey, we're going to make sure that everybody's taken care of. You're sick, go to the hospital, no charge. You have a broken bone, go to the hospital, have the doctor fix it, no charge to you.
Well, let me elaborate on that.
Okay.
So, of course, like the cosmetic treatments, you have to pay for. That's
okay. Yeah. So if you want to get a boob job or something.
Yeah. What's it called? Like emergency medical care and stuff, like such as that, and then like how you saying, like a broken bone which could hinder you from working or something like that spectrum.
Okay. Being 100% free to everybody. So my question is who's paying for it?
You don't pay for it.
So who's no?
That's why I asked you.
All right. So who's paying the doctor to do this?
That's not what I'm saying.
Why you're just saying why can't we just do that? So
I'm saying I'm telling you theoretically. I'm asking you theoretically. I'm not asking for me to.
So you're talking about just in a perfect utopian world.
No, it's not going to be.
I'm just trying to understand this. Okay. All right, go again.
So
if you guys, I'm sorry if I'm too stupid to pick those up.
No, you're not. Maybe I'm not explaining it right. But I said, what if we didn't have any health insurance whatsoever?
Yep.
And people got fixed off of just the good nature of taking care of others. That's what I was asking.
Okay, got it. So
it was just like, yeah.
So what you're saying is you broke a bone, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take care of you. I'll fix the bone for you, and I put your bone back in place. But I have no training to be a doctor.
Well, you do have a doctor.
Okay.
You are a doctor.
Okay, so if I was a doctor,
Yeah.
and I put the bone back in place, I'm doing that just like pro bono, right? Right, same thing as pro bono, right? Just no pay for you and stuff. So, what am I doing? What do I do for a living then? I'm a doctor, but what do I do for a living though?
You're fixing people though.
Okay, how am I putting the food on my table?
Okay, so I actually didn't think about that. So, okay, so no taxes, no this, no that. Okay, so you would get paid by the hospital.
Okay.
Yes.
As they do now.
Yes.
Okay.
But instead of the taxpayers doing all that good stuff, this is theoretical. So if you're in that field,
we're going with it. Okay.
If you're in that field, you'll get compensation for that, and you'll be guaranteed living quarters, this.
Okay, so
that, for doctors.
For doctors,
That's your.
I have a doctorate. I work at the hospital. I'm fixing everybody for free. The hospital gives me a house,
Gives you food.
gives me food, gives me a car. I want to go to Disney World. It's not a necessity.
That's not it.
It's not a necessity. What do I get it?
You can. Okay, that goes to the other topics too.
I'm just saying, but you understand though.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just it. It's just I've got the doctor. I mean, because the doctor, he's got himself, he's got his wife, he's got his kids. So yeah, that house. What if, I want this. I want that house. I want the 6-bedroom house. Oh, well, we can't give you that. We're going to give you this nice two-bedroom house. Hey, I'm the doctor. I'm the one that's fixing everybody out here, right? You got to remember. All right, so this is what we're looking at. The doctor's fixing bones and doing, or hey, let's look at a heart surgeon. All right, there's not a lot of those guys around.
No,
okay?
not.
I am an average heart surgeon. I can take care of you. I can keep people alive. I want a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. There's no other heart surgeon in the next couple 100 miles. Are you going to sit there and tell me no and have me leave to someplace else? Or are you going to say, yes, I will drop down so that we have people coming to see you here at this hospital? Because what happens whenever you just say no to all those doctors and they go elsewhere to hospitals at will, you don't have a hospital anymore. And therefore, you don't have anybody to be able to take care of, right?
Well, first of all those hospitals have to be aligned with regulation and compliance.
So you're forcing people then to work to those guidelines then. That means everyone has to get the same kind of house, the same kind of car, live the same manner, right?
No, they won't get the same car though. They'll just get something that's fuel efficient.
Okay, but it's all the same parameters. Everyone gets a $35,000 car, right? You can get whatever car you want, but it can't be over $35,000, right? You can get whatever house you want, but it can't be over $250,000. You can, so therefore you have some play, right? Okay. So
I'm not agreeing with this, by the way. I'm saying
got it. So welcome to communism.
Well, I want to say that's
why not? Why not? You're doing it for the greater good. The government tells you, or the conglomerate, which basically becomes the government, tells you what you're going to do and what you're going to receive, and that's it. And you don't really have a choice. It's like, hey, we're not going to pay you money because we're going to take care of you. We're going to give you the food that you want. But you're going to be this baseline. And if you try to go someplace else, you can't go someplace else because it's all even across the board. That's communism. Everybody's got the same thing.
No. Let me finish. So
now changing the rules on me.
No. So
right,
when you ask me what Disney World, remember you got different side hustles you can play with. You got different things you can explore. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you're guaranteed this. You can go out and do other things. But that's what I'm saying though. Which will gain more money for you to go do your side hustles, do your passion.
But you're a doctor. You're a doctor. That is your passion. You know how much hours people put into just becoming a doctor? That takes a long time.
I'm pretty sure not a lot of people don't want to say their passion is
being
medicine.
A doctor. Even if their passion isn't medicine. Even if it was just the paycheck that got you to being a doctor, just the paycheck, which everybody would admit is a pretty good paycheck. I've got an uncle he's a doctor. I can't think of the name of it.
What kind of doctor?
I can't remember. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember the name of it and stuff. But either way,
what does he work with?
The what?
What does he work with?
No, something with like. Either way, I know. I think it has something to do with the glands or something, or I don't remember. Either way, that's not a big deal. Something like that.
Thyroid gland.
Either way, I'll be honest. Make some pretty darn good money. Really good money, okay? And honestly, all doctors make a pretty good lump sum of money because it's a very important job. It's a very precise job. It takes a lot of effort to learn the craft. So whether it's your passion or you're not, or not your passion, it is a very demanding profession. It is a very demanding profession. So the thing with doctors is you don't have time for a side hustle. Or hey, maybe you do have time for a side hustle, but guess what you don't have then? You don't have a life at all. You have the hospital, and then you have your side hustle. You don't have time to meet somebody or build a family or anything else like that. And if any doctors ever watch this, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong, and I'll gladly say, oh, sorry, you guys do have some time to do other stuff. But honestly, from what I know, they're extremely busy people consistently because just like we talked about before, it's a practice, right? Everyone is still learning. We're still learning everything, a ton of stuff about this stuff. It's funny how advanced we are inside of medical, but yet how far back we are. Because all we really know is like, oh, hey, his arm's
discovered
broken.
a new organ actually.
Yeah.
Right here, so yeah.
Exactly. So, you broke your bone, we put it back into place. Well, hey, it's not working perfectly. Well, because we're still, like nerves and stuff. I mean, it hasn't been that long that we've been able to really work on nerves to know that, oh, hey, put your arm back in, but my finger doesn't move anymore. Well, shoot, how does that work, right? How does your brain we know how it functions, but there's a certain point where it's like, it's just not going to be back to the way it was. But guess what? If your car breaks down, you can take a piece out, put another piece in, take another piece out, put another piece in, and boom, your car's up and running again. Can't do that with the human body.
It's too complex.
It's too complex as of right now.
Yeah.
You would think sometime in the future, shoot, I'm going to take we do that now. We take your bones out, put it in. When we talk about, what if we get to the certain point, which I would assume we probably would with technology, but they take your heart out, and put in a completely, the 3D printer ones, and it works like that. It's like, man, shoot, we're looking at the cusp of doing that stuff. But what else are we going to be able to do that we're still not there yet, or anything? I mean, it's crazy to think how much we still don't do with that. Either way, we're kind of going off topic and stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is that
good explanation.
There's certain things that we just can't, that you just can't do. You can't take away somebody else's freedom, or their requirement to be able to live. You're telling me everybody else in the United States is working for money and stuff like that, making normal money, and then you're going to sit there and just restrict these doctors to have to be almost, not to make it seem like it is, but kind of like slave labor, because, hey, you're going to be here and work, and this is what we're going to give you, and we're not going to give you anything more because regulations. Not to mention that that's actually going to kill a lot of people that want to be doctors. Even if the guy wants to be a doctor just for the money, that's still another doctor that can help somebody out, because guess what? We're always in need of doctors. Always in need of doctors. There's always a shortage of doctors, so why are we going to put regulations and stuff on it and take people's desire to be doctors away? Because then before you know it, you don't have doctors. And then now definitely nobody's getting helped. Right? And so that's my argument, at least right now against that.
Oh yeah, like I said, I don't agree with that, but I'm saying, I was thinking, like, theoretically, right, like, because people have mentioned this, and it's actually a question that and these guys weren't socialists, they weren't communists.
They didn't think they were.
But, well, I mean, back then, you probably had back in the early ages of humanity, you have some witch-bone doctor who would fix it and, you'll be good or something, or maybe did a different...
Yeah, back in the 1800s, they had elixirs all the time. Oh, hey, and before, hey, I mix this elixir together, go drink it. They're drinking whatever the heck it was, and a lot of this stuff was placebos because they didn't know what it was, But, it was what it was.
But, all right, so my final verdict is that I think we should at least have some universal health care, but people do have that choice to go private if they feel like it's necessary for themselves. That's my simplified opinion.
Yep. And of course, my simplified opinion is screw universal health care. I'm not paying for somebody else. I'll take care of myself and let people take care of themselves, and leave it to the private organizations. And for the higher cost, we should try to identify and see where it's coming from and start breaking it down. Obviously, people probably already know. People smarter than us. But
well, actually, I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
When you said where it's coming from, are you talking about the illness itself?
No. It's just the price, the escalation of price of drugs and stuff. Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here in front of everybody and just try to identify what that is. We may have even just covered it just because it's just the constant increase of prices or whatever, based on what people could call it corporate greed or whatever it is. I don't care whatever you call it.
Recognition.
In the end, it's we just need identify that and try to find a way to maybe make it cheaper. I don't think it should cost an arm and a leg out there. Whenever there's some people, I think whenever I was signing up for one of my companies doing my my benefits, and I was looking at healthcare and stuff, and it was going to be like, I don't know. It was probably on the low side. I don't know, $500 to $1,000 a month. And it's like $500 to $1,000 a month. So even $500 a month, even if that's on the low side, I'm not sure That's a
Big
that's a
chunk.
big chunk.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk for that. And then not only that, but then there's the premiums. Then I'm paying the premiums. I'll pay. Hey, every time you go to the emergency room, you need to fork up $200. Really, $200 to go to the emergency room? Oh my freaking goodness! So the thing is that these hidden costs, even with insurance. So it's like, where is this money? Where's this constant escalation of money coming from? Because it is a huge cost, but it doesn't solve the answer, I feel, to have universal health care, because those costs are still there.
Okay,
And that just means everyone's got to fork up the money.
Well, I actually did. So one last thing I do want to comment on, and then we can.
We'll close this 5 or 6 times before we finish it.
But one thing I think would greatly benefit us in general is teaching. Well, this goes more into education, but teaching our kids to, I'll say generations. Teaching our generations how to properly maintain themselves, to like try to heavily emphasize on fitness and nutrition, so therefore those problems won't
they're not going to arise as much.
Yeah, and that would fix the whole would fix the money issues and health issues and other issues that play into. But B, that's all I got.
Okay.
I think it was a fun, funny conversation.
Hey, we're not going to agree on everything, and I think it's good for us to talk about it. For you guys out there, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Please leave a comment. I'm going to say that every single time. I love reading comments and seeing what you guys have to say. You can let me know, hey, you're messed up. Definitely let him know if he's messed up. But don't forget to hit the notification bell, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. And enjoy your day, all right?